So the ITS World Congress was truly transformative for our industry.
It exposed ITS industries in Melbourne, in Victoria, in Australia, to the worldwide scene.
We got a lot out of the ITS World Congress in Melbourne. We had industry coming to us, which is fantastic as an Australian company. Companies from around the world learnt about our business and we learnt about their businesses and created relationships that we're still using today.
Post the event, I had members coming to me and saying that it had changed their understanding of the market to such an extent that they were having to throw out their business plans and reinvent and recreate a new business plan because they now had access to a whole world market when previously they'd only anticipated accessing the Australian marketplace.
Coming to the ITS World Congress in 2016 to Melbourne really helped us to see and understand the breadth of activities that were happening in the ITS space here in Melbourne. In fact, in 2018, I was back here as the Director of the Department of Transportation to sign an MOU between Michigan and Australia to collaborate more and more and more.
By having the World Congress here in Melbourne, it enabled VicRoads to send well over 200 staff members to the World Congress, an opportunity that they just wouldn't have had by sending people to other countries in the world.
From the great contacts we got from the World Congress, we've been able to grow the areas that we can look at on our roads, and our innovation has exploded with all the contacts that we've gained from around the world.
So we've got quite an active startup industry that's really thriving in this new environment. So our events have provided the opportunity for them to connect with global players, and as a result of that I'm hearing stories of these global players now taking shares in Australian startups, so giving them access to world markets with people being connected through our events and our Congress activity.
We knew there was lots going on in Michigan, but to see what was happening in Melbourne, we said we need to make this connection. We went forward and said, how do we help develop this ecosystem better, and how do we build bridges between Detroit, Michigan, and Melbourne, and how do we provide opportunities for both of us to grow and expand.
So it's critically important that we connect internationally, we bring the expertise and the understanding of what's happening internationally so we can harmonise with that and make sure we bring the best technology that's available to the Australian communities. Without these big events, we don't have the bandwidth for the number of Australians to get that connection and get that exposure.
The ITS World Congress was really useful in growing the Transurban brand and our presence internationally, because people came to Melbourne and they drove on our roads and they saw what we do, and that's going to have a long-lasting impact on our organisation.
Included in the Congress was an amazing demonstrations program, so we had international delegates out at our beautiful Albert Park Lake experiencing some of the advanced technology that had been developed in Australia. We also had Australian branches of global companies investing heavily in that opportunity. So we have examples of Bosch employing some 90 engineers to develop a highly automated vehicle to display at the Congress. That has continued to be a success story in Victoria and for Bosch.
The partnership between Bosch and the Victorian government to bring the technology here to Melbourne in Australia created new opportunities moving forward. Since the ITS World Congress, the Bosch AD team has grown. We are now part of the global Bosch development effort in the area of automated driving, and this is just the beginning.
We wouldn't have secured this Congress without the support of the MCB. Having the partnership with the MCB to secure the Congress in the first place was absolutely critical to us winning this Congress and bringing it to Australia. The MCB were amazing and tireless in their efforts to secure the bids and to help and support us through that bidding process.
3 years down the track now, as President of ITS Australia, I'm constantly receiving feedback from our international colleagues as to the absolute quality of the event, the credibility that it gave the ITS sector here in Australia. Not only did people enjoy a very professional Congress, but they also enjoyed the social atmosphere and all that Australia has to offer from the point of tourism and the willingness to come back to Australia to visit into the future.